Thank you, Kate, and welcome to the 6, where the heat is on in more ways than one for Friday night football, as the 0-2 Toronto Argonauts will take on the currently undefeated Saskatchewan Roughriders in the win column. 2-0 against the East Division and a chance to make it 3-0 here this evening as the ball is on the tee, and we are underway with Friday night football from BMO Field in Toronto. As the turn is back across with Calvin Turner Jr. to the 30-yard line, and the Toronto Argonauts take possession. First, Argonauts challenging tonight. They're trying to go big to begin things as they'll fake the inside run, and Arbuckle looks deep, comes back short underneath, and it is complete and pushed out of bounds as the Toronto Argonauts starting offense, led by Nick Arbuckle, looks like this.
Take a look at the guys up front. Lots of changes. Hampton Ergel will play at right tackle. That moves Ryan Hunter over to left guard to play for Sage Dockstader, and George Moore just in a handful of games over there at left tackle. And then a couple of changes up front. There will be no Davaris Daniels in the receiving corps, and Mayan Williams, talked about him in the pregame show, he plays for Deontay McMahon.
Arbuckle on 2nd down and 4 takes the snap, looks over the middle, and will loft this one up high for grabs, and digging it off the helmet of Lacombo. It's Kevin Mittal.
The Argos probably wanting to start this game with a big run presence. Get Mayan Williams going, get that offensive line blocking. He goes play action twice, gets Midell down the field. 2 play action throws to start this game.
In a 41 yards that time to Kevin Mittal. They begin with the heavy run look and then throw it this time. Spread it out a little bit, hand it off tackle as the Saskatchewan Roughriders defense comes in with no changes this week.
No, and Shane Ray and Malik Carnaby watching those one-on-ones on the outside, because Hampton Ergel and George Moore very inexperienced at tackles for the Argos offensive line. Jameer Thurman leading by example. 15 defensive tackles, 2 sacks in just 2 games. And Milligan, first pick 6 of his career.
Finally.
Yeah.
What was he waiting for? Finally got into the end zone last week against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. We'll see what he has in store here tonight. Down the QEW against Toronto. Little check down underneath as Mayan Williams breaks across the 15, gets the first down yardage needed and more. And it's 2 first downs on this opening drive for the Toronto Argonauts and deep into Roughriders territory. Field and run like that, but hey, the more you can do, certainly in the CFL. Hard play action now for Arbuckle. Looks to the corner route, comes back down underneath, and then settles it down into the, looks like 3-4 yard line they'll go. As Dejon Brissett makes the grab, and just 14.5 points per game early on in this season. Looking to score here early on. Little crossing route, and caught right at the last time that Dejon Brissett had a grab. This one rolls down. It's DeMonte Coxey who gets stopped short. From the Saskatchewan 4-yard line. Again, they go hard count. Flags come up. And did Moore jump at his left tackle spot.
Procedure, Toronto number 62. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
They actually get Ryan Hunter, who jumps from that right tackle spot over to left guard for the injured Sage Dockstader.
That young O-line twisted.
Hard count again. Looks like Saskatchewan jumped this time.
Offside, Saskatchewan number 5. We'll go up half the distance. It's still 2nd down.
Working the cadence on this first drive of the ball game. Quick throw, touchdown Argos. It's Dejon Brissett who's in the lineup for the injured Davaris Daniels. And the Mississauga native opens the scoring for an Argos offense that's been struggling to get on the board early this year.
Yeah, Dejon Brissett he only had 3 targets last week, did not have a catch in their game last week, but you can bet that playing in that spot, in Davaris Daniels' spot, he's going to see the ball a lot more. He'll be a blitz adjuster as well. That inside slot in the short side of the field is often the blitz adjuster, and he will be leaned on big time in this game. Great opening drive. Lots of interesting play calling from Ryan Dinwiddie.
The extra point is good.
Touchdown catch.
Complicated game, but a simple way to score. Find the open man, ripped it to Dejon Brissett, and a 7-0 lead for the Double Blue here early on, as this will be returned by Mario Alford, and we get a chance for the first time to see Trevor Harris.
We have a player misconduct foul. Toronto number 70. We'll go up 10 yards. It's going to be first down for Saskatchewan.
Liram Hairolahu? Olet makes his return to BMO Field. Quick play action as a flag comes up. Keyshawn Johnson makes the grab right at the first down marker.
Procedure, Saskatchewan had no end on their right side. We'll go back 5 yards. It's still going to be first down.
Well, wipe it off the board there, Suits. In time to set before the snap, so they'll play 1st and 15. Harris to the outside. Easy pitch and catch. Grab on the outside. Del Duncan Busby taking a bigger and bigger role in the Saskatchewan offense as we take a look at the rest of the starters.
Daniel Johnson starts at one tackle, Jamarcus Hardrick at the other, but that's an O-line that for the second game in a row is solid. Playing the same personnel up front. Didn't really want to highlight any of them because that doesn't happen very often. Saskatchewan's had some bad luck there. Joe Robicelli is going to start for Sam Emilus at receiver. Keyshawn Johnson, as you mentioned, big fourth quarter for Keyshawn Johnson against Hamilton last week.
What the former 5th round pick out of Purdue, Daniel Johnson at left tackle as Trevor Harris gets popped but completes the throw. And down the field, A.J. Ouellette gets wrapped up by Isaac Darkangelo, who's in the lineup for Winton McManus. Unable to, so first down. After converting 1st and 15, Robicelli gets his first touch of the ball game here and dives across the 45-yard line. As the Argonauts starting defense without Winton McManus has all sorts of different bodies in new places.
Well, they're young up front, too. I mean, Andrew Chatfield has been their best, 2 sacks and 6 tackles in 2 games, but he's a rookie. They don't have Winton McManus. The panel talked about that at length in the pregame show. Isaac Darkangelo will start there. And there he is, Benji Franklin, out there on that dream postseason that he had.
Amazing run last year as the Argonauts went on to claim their 19th Grey Cup banner. They celebrated it last week, and now Tommy Stevens, the short yardage quarterback, is celebrating a big first down run. Finally pushed out of bounds by Derek Sluka, but Stevens back to his old tricks.
Giving his quarterback the edge.
Great seal on the edge, and we'll see if they can get back that way again with a lead blocker in front. Ouellette cuts back to the 10. 5. Nobody will stop him in his return to Toronto. Thor's in the end zone.
Tremendous blocking up front. Watch Jacob Brammer with the kick out. That's the key block. Again, this time it's a kick out block, so you don't need the edge there. You just need the hole in that C gap, that gap between the guard, or excuse me, just outside the tackle. The kick out block by Brammer gives Ouellette that lane, and he is gone. 47-yarder last week was his longest of his career for a touchdown in Hamilton. Very similar looking play, almost identical.
Back to Toronto, A.J. Ouellette into the end zone. The convert happened just before we went to break, but they actually have to redo it because there was a penalty, a holding call, went against Lake Cordy Moore, and so they'll re-kick this extra point and put a little bit extra shine on Brett Lather after a difficult week last week.
Yeah, that's just adding to his mental demons, trying to get rid of that and forget about last week's game.
Lines this one up from a little further away. Solid rush from Toronto.
Nails it.
And Lather splits the upright.
Score.
Lather puts it on the tee once again. Drives it through the steamy GTA air. Up around 29 degrees early this afternoon as Calvin Turner Jr. brings it around the 30-yard line.
Carey, he's not in the lineup tonight with Saskatchewan, but Dinwiddie did talk about the phone call with Corey Mace, guys, and how he said, I actually thought Corey Mace would call me sooner about the Carey release because he goes, I knew he was going to end up in Saskatchewan.
And couldn't happen. He had to do some juggling in other spots.
2nd and 7. Arbuckle backpedaling, throws this one up, and on cue, Mayan Williams trying to stay on his feet, but gang tackled there, flying out, making the play. Marcus Sales, 10 tackles coming into this ballgame, had 9 just last week. And making the most of them here early on in his CFL career as Haggerty sends a wobbler down. Mario Alford waits for it at his own 30, now picks it up and hits the Jets. A 48-yard punt. Alford turns the corner, cuts it back, puts his head down all the way to the Toronto 45-yard line. So Harris fakes the handoff inside, rips it to the outside, and it is complete. Deontay Myers, 3 contested catches, 2nd in the CFL, and makes an early grab here.
And that's why that slant's open behind it.
Harris in rhythm. This time he pumps, little double move to the outside. Myers is free, catches it at the 10, dives to the position.
Real nice route running and patient route running from Dante Myers, who is going to take his time and set up his guy in the one-on-one situation here. Watch this, up the field, little inside slant, then I'm going to go back out. Takes 2-3 hard steps to that quick slant, which they've run a few times already in this game, and then right back to the corner.
Went after Benji Franklin as well, ISO'd him. The double move, trying to take advantage maybe of Franklin wanting to go chase the football like he did so successfully in the playoffs last year, as the extra point is up and good for Brett Lowther once again.
Do that. Every now and then you'll get one behind them, but go ahead and take those shots sometimes.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders offense feasting right now on Eastern defenses after wins against Ottawa, Hamilton, and a fast start here against Toronto as the flag comes up.
During the return,
after this penalty,
illegal block, Toronto number 96 will go back 10 yards. It's going to be first down for Toronto.
After this penalty, Arbuckle starts deep in his own end.
But they hit there. So again, they're just playing everything off of their run game, and everything's clicking right now.
Yeah, good stuff. It's a huge hit this time, flying in Marcus Sales. A little worse for where popping to Jean Brissett.
Special teams. Saskatchewan starting on their own 53 on average.
Yeah, wow. Field position totally different here as Ryan Williams trying to dance away from Jameer Thurman, can't get away. And not many can. One of the best middle linebackers in the CFL wraps up the big back from Toronto. Great middle linebacker play across the CFL. Lots of new names as well getting their opportunity as Alfred again. Great field position immediately as he begins the return. And he'll just take a seat down in his own end of the field.
Still processing the information, and then comes back with a big drive and the answers.
That helps when you get a dominant running game, which they are establishing here early on. So this one goes for a gain of 7, turning the legs. It is Thomas Bertrand Hudon, obviously in a ton of discomfort, and see the replay and how serious it was, but good, honestly, to see that they didn't have to use the air cast immediately on the field. The fact
upon its distance from the video official, we're allowed to review this play. So we did pick up illegal block, Saskatchewan, number 18. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first and 20.
As Harris looks left, pumps, comes back the other way. Mitch Picton, ball up for grabs and hauls it in. Harris also got hit at the end of the play. But Mitchell Picton climbs the ladder and flips field position again in favor of the Riders.
Well, let's take a look at the late hit on Trevor Harris, as we wonder how late it was and if this was a result of the previous play.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Toronto number 95 will go up 15 yards from the end of the play. It's going to be first down for Saskatchewan.
That's borderline getting tossed. Play like that.
It's 48 yards total after the penalty yardage is applied. Keyshawn Johnson catches it at the 20-yard line, rolls his way forward for a gain of 4. Of play up and down the field they went. The quarterbacks, just one incompletion between the two of them so far, Suits. And the way that these offenses are playing right now, you know, it might not continue for the remainder of the ballgame, but the balance, whether it be through the air or on the ground, is really impressive. And major flips of field position, and Toronto's been struggling to get out of their own end at various points through the first 2 games and a quarter. As Harris hard pump, had nowhere to go, looking for Robustelli. Incomplete is Benji Franklin on the coverage, and the first incompletion for Trevor Harris comes on his first throw of this second quarter. Former Rough Rider Anthony Lanier, the second, got his hands up, made Trevor hang on to that one.
Saskatchewan is challenging, and there should have been pass interference on the previous play.
Yeah.
The play will be reviewed.
Well, they went after Benji Franklin on the touchdown of Myers.
Exactly.
Now they're going after him again on the challenge.
Well, this is one of the reasons I showed you. I mean, this was the bang route. It's over here. Robustelli going one-on-one with Benji Franklin. And what he wants to do is this bang route inside on a little curl and then come right back, plant your feet, and get back to the sideline. He felt like Benji Franklin grabbed him, didn't let him get out there. Ball was in the air. He was the intended target.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field is overturned. We do indeed have pass interference. Toronto number 23. We're going to go up half the distance. It's going to be automatic first down for Saskatchewan.
Stevens shows run, quarterback lead, and the Argonauts are all over it. Derek Parrish came in with 9 quarterback pressures, tied for second in the CFL as flags come up in the backfield.
We have 2 player misconducts on the play. They're both 15-yarders, so they offset. Saskatchewan 52, Toronto 94. It's second down.
Jamarcus Hardrick at right tackle. Getting into it with Chatfield. A.J. Ouellette to Harris's right. Trevor looks to throw, goes left and just off the mark, low and away, incomplete, looking for Mitch Picton. He's been knocking through extra points so far in this one, but makes the field goal attempt here. Smooth operation from the kicking unit.
Take some time to figure that out.
Hard play action here. Arbuckle ripping it down the sideline. DeMonte Coxie, it bounced off the 8 and the 6, straight to the turf.
From him.
DeMonte Coxie's been great to start this season. Can't haul that one in. Is pressure on now, and Arbuckle thrown to the turf. He's making plays all over the place in his 4th year of the Guelph Griffins. Just up the road, there's A.J. Allen.
Second start for A.J. Allen for C.J. Avery play.
John Haggerty comes out to crush this one, and he certainly does. Alford has to wait for it all the way inside his own 20-yard line. There's a 58-yard punt and solid special teams coverage as well. So Robustelli getting a chance to make a name for himself after his grandfather, Andy Robustelli, certainly made one. An impressive lineage for Joe to be able to lean on. That looked like.
Go ahead.
Little Greg Ellingson,
yes,
perhaps?
Sir.
Trevor Harris underneath on second down. It is completed. Myers keeps making plays here with Ian Schaefer Baker out of the lineup. Stares down the Argonauts defense on 1st and 10. Hands it off. A.J. Ouellette. Haven't said his name much since his touchdown. A nice second effort that time to cut it back. Get 5 extra yards. Stevens digs in with that wide stance under center. And pushes the pile forward. I don't know if I've ever seen a short yardage quarterback that sets up that wide and that powerful, but when you got a 6'4" frame, you might as well. Moving over from receiver in training camp, lines up the Argonauts defense at the back end is Thomas Bertrand, who Don chopped down in the open field. Benji Franklin, they've gone after him a handful of time suits, but he flies up and makes the play when it's needed there.
And the Riders will have to punt.
Sending this one away, Joe Couch lifts it high into the Toronto air. It drops down at the 5-yard line and picked up there by Kelvin Turner Jr. Arbuckle will hand it off inside. Good running lane that time as Mayan Williams just found a big enough crack to fly through. Looking forward to seeing how they do and follow along, of course, with all Football Canada social channels. There's another big run on the toss this time. And Mayan Williams has got the wheels rolling all of a sudden. I noticed a lot of the eyes from Saskatchewan looking up at the board immediately going, how did we just get cash back to back? Is this one going nowhere? They watched the Jumbotron here at BMO and figured it out on that first down. Ball draft. That's the interior as Micah Johnson skips and bobs his way across the line.
Yeah, for Ryan Hunter, I mentioned it off the top, going from the right side of the O-line to the left side is kind of like asking,
offside,
if you're sitting at home.
Saskatchewan number 4. We'll go up 5 yards and we're going to repeat second down.
And it is very difficult.
Another layer of respect for last year's most outstanding offensive lineman is likely the most outstanding rookie early on in this season for Toronto. Mayan Williams picks up the first down. Mayan Williams making a name for himself right now as they will fake it, flip it out into the flats. Kevin Mittal cuts his way back into traffic. Nice open field tackle. Looks like that was Tavon Campbell. Quickly to the line, stay in for short yardage. 2nd and 1. Driving the legs, and Roland Milligan comes around the corner. Gives a pull or two on the backside of Nick Arbuckle, trying to eliminate the forward momentum here. At the combine, Mittal came in, everybody went, ooh, he weighed in heavy, and then he ran like a 4.59. We're like, never mind, he's good.
Unique.
Mayan Williams puts the shoulder down in the open field. What a great tackle. DeMarcus Fields came up and somehow got Williams to the turf. He had a head of steam and looked like he was not going to be stopped. And then Kevin Brown released at the end of training camp, back now with Toronto. Fake the run to him, flip it outside. First time we've said Dave Unger III's name. And it'll be enough for the first down at the 39-yard line.
Player misconduct, 15-yard penalty against Saskatchewan number 5. We'll go up 15 yards from the end of the play. It's going to be first down for Toronto.
Shane Ray was fiery early in this game. In that very first drive, we saw him do a little trash talking. The right tackle.
Same guy he was talking to early in the game. His 10th play of the drive here for Toronto. Arbuckle escapes away from Micah Johnson, flips it out. Kevin Mittal puts a shoulder down, takes 2, but they will stop him shy of the first down marker for now. 2nd and short coming up.
You don't have to change personnel.
Big push here from the Argonauts up front. Have to get the documentation certified there at halftime. Coming up with the panel back in studio is a check down here at the 10-yard line. Oh, putting the shoulder down. That's Kevin Brown. 2nd down. Arbuckle turns, hands it off. Brown puts his head down into the pile, and that defense stands tall. Late Cordy Moore right in the middle of the mix. 3rd and inches. Got to keep that yard difference. Plunging to the right-hand side. Arbuckle got turned around back in by Roland Milligan. And did he get enough on the initial surge? Used the hammer down here deep in the score zone, but Kevin Brown stays in the backfield. He'll hand it off. Nope, pulls it out. Arbuckle got running room, giving chase. Running for the end zone. And it's C.J. Rivas that turns him around, or at the very least slows him down just enough.
I'd fake that handoff to Kevin Brown and see if you can race to the corner.
Oh, now Arbuckle got stuffed. Short yardage package was in as they roll around at the end of the play, but Arbuckle back-to-back plays getting popped, and he's been running the short yardage package as well. So a physical drive on last year's Grey Cup MVP.
They're going.
Right in the middle, A.J. Allen was the one that made the play. Hands down late here in the first half as they'll hand it off inside. Arbuckle goes looking to push. They can't get across the line, and the Riders stack them up. Oh, but there's flags at the end of the play.
We'll take a look at whether or not Kevin Brown even got close.
The result of the play is the runner was short of goal, so it's a turnover on downs. After the play, we have 2 misconducts penalty, both 15-yarders.
So offsetting.
86 Toronto, 8 Saskatchewan. Those penalties offset. It's first down Saskatchewan at the 1-yard line.
How about the tremendous length?
Couldn't get the last yard.
No points.
Which is the hardest yard.
Trevor Harris hands it off. And A.J. Ouellette unable to go anywhere. Nice play right there in the backfield. DeMarcus Johnson, one of those substitutes in the lineup for the banged-up Argos D-line. And with this 10-point lead are the Riders. See how they manage it. They'll hand it off. A.J. Ouellette will stay on his feet, out to the 5-yard line, still killing clock, and finally thrown down to the turf at the end. Saskatchewan going to make Toronto try to earn it at the end of the half. High lofting punt will drop down at the 50-yard line of the Argonauts. Across the 55 and stepping out of bounds is Calvin Turner Jr. As Coxie and Sales, who just had a confrontation at the end of the last drive, line up across from each other, and that's the direction they'll try to go. It's a hook and go, and it's going nowhere. Sales almost intercepted it, and Coxie knocked it away from him at the end of the play.
Back there if you miss.
Yeah, not bad going this direction. He was good in warm-ups easily from this distance. Oh, why not do it to end the first half? Closing down the gap. And Liram Hairolahu, long-time standout, 23rd all-time. And field goal makes with 298 coming in. And tacks that one on. Well, if Nick Arbuckle ends this game with a similar stat line to the first half, he'd be up around 250 yards passing. He'd have 26 pass completions. He'd be up around 80% completion rate, and still might not win. They got to find something here. They got to find ways to score, but they're only down by 7 after a great start to this ball game. Saskatchewan had the choice. They take the football, as you would expect. Didn't see Harris for a big chunk there in the second as he begins with a handoff to A.J. Ouellette, and right there in the middle, that's the matchup we expected to see a ton of tonight. Isaac Darkangelo stepping up at middle linebacker. It felt like when I scored, everybody was cheering for him. It didn't matter what jersey they were wearing. He's got that kind of confidence here tonight as Harris looks to the left, passes complete across the 55 and running free, breaking through coverage. It's Dante Myers off to the races, being chased down at the 10-5, dives for the end zone. Touchdown Riders. A 70-yard major.
This is all on on Dante Myers. We've seen the slant route a bunch in the last 2 games, whether it was Hamilton or Toronto here tonight. That little in route, Trevor Harris has been living on it in the last 2 games, but this was all Dante Myers after the fact. He just outran the angles and found the corner of the end zone.
Too high shell, and he just split him. Make one man miss, and he was gone. Well, they got the cannon working here tonight at BMO Field for the Argonauts scores, but Saskatchewan begins the second half with an explosion of their own.
But Dante Myers up at the top gets that waggle run to the line of scrimmage. He runs the in, but watch how he outruns the angles. There's the in route, and stop it there. Now you got a couple of angles to try and catch him. You got to go to the goal line, the corner, and then come back. And Dante Myers got him in behind him.
As they score, but how about Isaac Darkangelo outrunning Tavares McFadden and Darius Bratton, defensive backs? Couldn't keep up with their middle linebacker as he made the effort play. They'll show that on film. 5 receivers available for Arbuckle on second and long. Pressure on, down he goes. And Saskatchewan, who came in tied with Toronto for 6 sacks in the CFL lead, adds another here. It's the former Calgary Stampeder, Mike Rose. A Euro step as well in the celebration there. Mike Rose with the sweet feet all the way to Arbuckle and forces the change of possession. Mario Walford backpedals after a 61-yard punt all the way to his own 15, and a return of 11
yards and a TD. I say keep feeding it to him.
They will right here, right down the middle. And starting to challenge that Toronto interior defensive line. Mean defense for the Argonauts.
Oh, way off.
Oh, and free runner. It was going to be a free safety blitz by Derek Sluka, but they blow this one dead.
Good start for Derek Sluka.
Saskatchewan, number 18. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay second down.
Opportunity. Said when he's in high school, he actually saw an Instagram post of the Argonauts, and full circle, here he is in their uniform playing in Toronto as Harris with pressure on will get spun down to the turf. And so on the last drive, Mike Rose gets a sack to end the possession for the Toronto Argonauts, and now it's Andrew Chatfield Jr. Chatfield driving inside. So Saskatchewan sends it away. This will kick back and around the 50, try and get the 5-yard halo here as it's attacked by Calvin Turner Jr., who bursts through the line. Found a little bit of breathing room, and what a great job by Calvin Turner. Rip. Only a net of 11 yards on the punt for Saskatchewan. So Toronto, great field position. Heavy play action here again. Arbuckle steps up, little sidearm release, and it's incomplete. He's looking for Kevin Mattal. Friday night football. Marshall Ferguson, Glenn Suter, Britt Dort with you as Nick Arbuckle on 2nd and 10 again. Has to roll away. Texas one underneath. DeMonte Coates. He's going to have to fight for it. Cuts back. It's blasted by Shane Ray. But it's a first down, Toronto.
It's a little bit to McManus.
Argonauts need to finish after that explosive Myers 71-yard touchdown. This isn't going to help. They'll back themselves up.
Shane Ray, he's been fired up all night.
Try to get home here again. Loss of 7, and well,
way off.
Ray was a little too fired up on that one. Give some yardage back after the sack by Micah Johnson.
Offside, Saskatchewan, number 5. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay second down.
And you can see that picket fence lined up for Saskatchewan around the 5-10-yard line. Arbuckle with pressure on, breaks the tackle, Malik Carney. Now Arbuckle makes a man miss in the open field. Picks up what he can. Here is 3rd and 5 from the 12-yard line. Will they take the snap or just try and freeze and get a cheap one?
Delay game, Toronto, number 4. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still going to be 3rd down.
Bring quarterbacks here tonight. And another vet in the kicking game, Liram Hairolahu. Pitches this one through, but field goals aren't going to get it done on the TSN app. There's some early movement here, both sides of the line.
Procedure, Saskatchewan, number 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay first down.
Another big splash play in his arsenal here tonight. Trevor Harris would love to see it, but almost throws the interception. Cam Judge was all over it. Would have been a pick 6 for Cam Judge. Harris gets another opportunity, although pressure is on. He'll check it down underneath. Looks like a holding call. will likely be declined here.
You take the penalty here, yeah, you're going to push him back.
Holding Saskatchewan number 65. We'll go back 10 yards and we'll replay second down.
Got Daniel Johnson, the left tackle out of Purdue. Trevor Harris.
Sure, I would have taken that penalty.
They'll hand it off, go conservative, but Thomas Bertrand-Hudon is going to pluck his way all the way out on second and forever. Opportunity here for Calvin Turner to make some magic with Janarian Grant still out and injured. This one an extremely high, almost as high as the top of BMO Field, and goes sailing out of bounds. So the flag comes out for an illegal kick out of bounds. That'll give Toronto pretty good starting field position for that man right there.
Do you have to be quiet in tennis?
Arbuckle after the 10-yard illegal kick out of bounds penalty. Hands it off. Mayan Williams, haven't said his name in a little while, and they go ripping for the football, and Williams hangs on to it. Holds on first down. What do they do here on second? Arbuckle, 3 receivers to his right, works the pocket, has to get rid of it, and it's knocked away. Flag comes up at the end of the play, and did Arbuckle get hit after it was released?
Major foul, roughing the passer, Saskatchewan 95. We'll go up 15 yards, and it's going to be automatic first down for Toronto.
Gets the flag there for the late hit on Nick Arbuckle, extends the drive. It would have been a punt.
See how late it was here. He's coming around the edge. Arbuckle lets it go. He just had to let go of Arbuckle and go down. That's not the ones that the coaches would have talked about, though. They would have talked about the ones well after the whistle.
Four-man rush from Saskatchewan. Arbuckle steps up, looks down the field, wants to take a shot. Dave Unger, it's up in the air, and it's intercepted. Tavon Campbell took it away on the Arbuckle underthrow.
How Tavon Campbell played this, it was almost as if he was saying to Nick Arbuckle, yeah, you can go ahead and think your receiver is open, sure, no problem. But when you throw the ball, I'm going to make that space up in a hurry.
There on David Unger, got back, picked it off. So Saskatchewan with possession, trying to throw into a window, and it's intercepted. Gave it right back on the other side. And who dug it out? Oh, it's Tyshawn Blackburn, as there's a late flag that comes out as well. But the Argonauts get possession back immediately, and after trading interceptions, somehow they have better field position.
Linebacker that drops underneath it in Blackburn. Remember earlier in the game, Kenneth George was knocked out with a illegal cut block. So Tyshawn Blackburn's got a chance to play. He opens up, twists, turns his hips open to the inside, and runs underneath that throw.
On against Saskatchewan number 66. We're going to go up the full 15 yards. It's going to be first down for Toronto at the 1-yard line.
Wow. To run short yardage here. And he will pluck his way forward, lean towards the line. Arbuckle unable to get the major from the 1, but Deggy in. Touchdown Toronto. They fire the cannons. And after the Trevor Harris interception, piling on, 15-yard penalty all the way down to the 1, and a one-play, 1-yard touchdown drive.
What a play by Tyshawn Blackburn, 3rd-round draft pick in the 24 draft for the Toronto Argonauts out of the University of Alberta. Gives, with the penalty added, puts the Argos down inside the 5. And all of a sudden we got a game.
You think about it, that 17-play, 7.5-minute drive for the Argonauts in the second quarter resulted in no points.
Yeah.
Then they get a 1-play, 1-yard drive, points. Blitz is on from Saskatchewan. Arbuckle looks outside, rips it, and it is caught. Jake Herslow. We got a 3-point ball game here in the 6th. Career interceptions of any quarterback in the top 25 of CFL passing yard history all time. He doesn't throw very many. That was number 87 in his career. It gets Toronto back into the football game. And now their defense will retake the field. Almost had that Cam Judge interception.
We got a player misconduct penalty, 15-yarder against Toronto 96.
Wow.
Up 15 yards, first down.
Penalty yardage up and down the field as that one goes against Tyson Hergott.
Back to the run.
AJ Ouellette steady as ever. And a nice chunk on first down on the ground.
They're going off the right side, and again.
Yeah. Needs to get to the 47-yard line. Harris hands it off. Ouellette right in the hole. Big shot. As Derek Sluka came down, Isaac Darkangelo in the mix once again. Stats after 3 quarters of play. We got a tight one, a ton of penalty yardage in this one as well, but it's the short yardage situations that have caught the eye of Luke Wilson on the goal line. Luke, and they got a mix and match here late in the 4th quarter. Thank you, Luke, as they'll hand it off inside. Saskatchewan going back to the running game on 2nd and 4 to open up this 4th quarter. And heavy line in. They'll just go outside for Ouellette, who's trying to cut it back through traffic. And Cam Judge, the one who got the hand in. And now Anthony Lanier, the second, has gotten mixed up with, looks like, Del Duncan Busby.
Listen, there's already been 250 yards in penalties between these two teams. It's just not tough.
Got a player misconduct foul, 15-yard penalty, Toronto 91. We go up 15 yards from the end of the play. It's going to be first down for Saskatchewan.
Being tough is being disciplined and not doing that.
Walk around the sideline to get himself right. So Thomas Bertrand-Hudon comes in, tries to bounce this one to the outside. And the Delaware State product, Canadian for running backs coach. Ouellette, the running back, but standing on the sideline right now is Harris. Looks to throw to the outside. Keyshawn Johnson makes the grab.
Tackle.
And a big open field play that time. Darius Bratton holding up the fist, believes they've gotten off the field, but try to keep that yard as Stevens goes to the right-hand side. Got stood up pretty tall. Leans his way forward, and where will they spot it? So first and goal, A.J. Ouellette back in the backfield. We'll hand it off. Ouellette looking for his second score. And stops shy. Comes in at quarterback. Stevens goes left this time. Tries to get to the outside. Off tackle. Leans forward. Touchdown, Saskatchewan. They grind their way to a 4th quarter major as Stevens had to earn every bit of that.
Here's a little pre-snap read. Every short yardage situation with Tommy Stevens has gone to the right side. Keyshawn Johnson has been the edge player blocking. This time he went to the left. So that should have been the indicator for the Argos that it was coming that side, because they like the lead block and the edge block from Keyshawn Johnson.
The jump in CFL off-season movement.
Hey,
Your point is good from Brett Lowther.
Still had to put the drive together, I get it, but those penalties catch up to you.
A lot of penalties in this football game, strangely chippy between the two. I guess we should have expected some with the history, but there has been a lot. Fair.
Winnipeg, BC.
To the outside here, winding down the 4th quarter, the Argonauts and the Roughriders battling their way through Friday night football. Feels like we got a great finish lined up for this one. And for cars out of bounds. 1st and 10. Arbuckle deep drop with pressure on. Throws this one up on the corner route. DeMonte Coxey hauls it in. Marcus Sales couldn't get there in coverage. And Coxey electric as ever. E2 to keep him in bounds. What a throw from Arbuckle. They've needed that all night. Answers the call. Now rips it outside to Jean Brissett, who had a touchdown early on in this one. Running around trying to get free. Yard mark. As the pressure on once again from Saskatchewan. Pocket collapses. Ball's on the ground, and Arbuckle just has to fall on it. All over in the backfield against Toronto. He'll rush off the edge, the bottom of your screen here. As pressure's on again, Arbuckle gets rid of it, gets hit, completes it underneath, and nowhere near the first down yardage required for Jake Herslow. And meet Mr. 300. 300 career field goals now after the 2 makes here this evening for Liram Haralahu. Why not throw another on the career tally? Number 301 is good. Go up onto that wall of honor right below us here at BMO Field as Saskatchewan with possession and a late flag. Multiple late flags come piling in at the end of this one once again, and man, it feels like, Suits, we are 2 or 3 late flags away from
Major
a game-changing
foul,
penalty.
face mask, Toronto number 94. We'll go up 15 yards from the end of the play. Automatic first down for Saskatchewan.
gave Trevor Harris very good field position, and he ended up scoring. There's the face mask. 272 yards and penalties combined tonight.
Harris gains it off up the middle. Interior defensive line does the job once again. Isaac D'Arcangelo, man, that jersey is going to be torn up by the end of the night for 35. Drivers as Trevor Harris on 2nd and 7 with the pressure on, gets rid of this one, and a flag comes out late. Harris got popped right in the chin at the end of the play. And on 2nd and 7 on an incompletion, the Riders' drive will continue.
Flag. I mean, it looked like he tried to pull up.
Holding Saskatchewan number 66.
Wow.
Same.
This is a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be 2nd down repeated.
So I was going to say, it just didn't look like enough. And, you know, I thought maybe the helmets collided head-to-head, but it didn't really. It looked like he moved it in time.
Yeah, it was more so the timing, and the challenge flag comes out here.
There was contact to the face mask. It could be the shoulder, too. It doesn't have to be head-to-head.
Saskatchewan is challenging that there should have been defensive pass interference on the last play.
Okay.
The play will be reviewed.
Mind whether or not that was a late hit on the quarterback. He didn't think so either, clearly. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Bit of a bear hug, but is it enough? Darius Bratton doesn't think so.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. Saskatchewan loses their timeout, and Saskatchewan, loses their challenge and a first-team timeout. It's 2nd down.
Empty it out, 3-by-3. Harris looks into the window. Keyshawn Johnson makes the grab and dives forward inside the 25. And Harris stared down Ouellette, didn't he, Suits, and then ripped it into the hole.
Well, he did, and he had to throw it right into the teeth of the rush here because he's got a guy coming right through that A-gap, right down the middle, and he throws it over the rush.
Time, 4th quarter throw from Harris in his 180th CFL game played. Argonauts showing blitz. They'll send it. Harris has to get rid of it. He does. Underneath. It's caught by Johnson. Another first down for Saskatchewan. And gives them the dad voice. Says, listen, nothing silly here. Let's see what Dad's got. They'll hand it off. Thomas Bertrand-Hudon gets to the outside. Flag comes out. And Joe Robustelli immediately shaking his head.
Holding Saskatchewan 82. We'll go back 10 yards. We'll repeat first down.
8 plays, 4 minutes here in the 4th quarter. We'll hand it off to A.J. Ouellette, flying into the backfield. Anthony Lanier. A tackle for loss makes it 2nd and very long as we hit the 3-minute warning. If they can continue their winning ways to start this season. Looking to move to 3-0 and hand Toronto their 3rd straight loss as they go inside. Conservative earlier, that was from 16 yards. No rush to speak of, and goes wide. They'll throw a single on the board, and it's still a 1-possession football game.
That was the first pressure kick of the night. Went wide left.
But Nick Arbuckle with an opportunity. He evades the first rush and now gets hammered and the flag comes out. Mike Rose, Malik Carney, and Micah Johnson all in on the play, and referee Ben Major had it firsthand.
It might have been the forearm of Micah Johnson.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Saskatchewan 42. Hit to the head. We're going to go up 15 yards.
Oh, Mike Rose, but
automatic first down for Toronto.
Again, down by 8. Under 2 minutes remaining. Need a touchdown. Finds DeJean Brissett here. Up to the 40-yard line. They'll whistle this one dead. 4-man rush. Arbuckle looks over the top. Spins it for Coxie. Did he get a foot down? No. Roland Milligan right there forced the issue. Somehow Coxie held on to it. 2nd and 10. Riders back end, rolling their coverage as Arbuckle steps forward, goes underneath. Kevin Mittal, he's the first down marker. He's going to try to get it the hard way going east-west. And he'll be short.
What a tackle. Long corner.
Arbuckle stays on. 3rd and yard and a bit. They hand it off right down the middle. And Kevin Brown got popped, but moves the sticks.
How about that contact?
It's going to hurt. Kevin Brown will be feeling that, but it'll feel much better if they get a victory here. As this one, big hit from behind. As Marcus Sales came in and unloaded on Dejon Brissett, who somehow held on to the football.
Who hung on to it. I mean, this is a wallop from behind. Clean hit, timed well, shoulder first. Wow, what a catch.
2nd down. Argos threatening. Need a touchdown and a 2-point. Check down over the middle. And another big thump. CJ Rivas comes and gets Kevin Brown, but it does move the sticks. The Riders sub quickly in front of their own bench. Arbuckle underneath. Gets it to Mittal, trying to reach to the sideline. Tackle inbounds. From the line of scrimmage with 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. Week 3 Friday night football. Looking for the end zone. Rips it and diving towards the end zone. And he crossed the plane. Touchdown, Toronto.
Money drive by the Grey Cup MVP. Looks more like it tonight than all season long this year. From the opening drive, which was excellent right down the field to start the scoring, to this one with the pressure on and time running out. Arbuckle was just dealing the cards.
8 plays, 70 yards. It only took.
Comes down to this.
1:39 with 23 seconds remaining. Gotta have it. What is your best 2-point play? Ryan Dinwiddie. Arbuckle hard count.
Coming.
Looks to the right, throws it up. Little fade to the slot. Caught it. Held on all the way through. And Dejon Brissett lights BMO on fire with the 2-point conversion. We got a tie ball game.
And he just has to get it out there before the free man gets home. Well protected, just enough time to get it out, and what a catch by Dejon Brissett.
How about Arbuckle finding the confidence on an up and down night for him?
Now, do you kick it to Mario Alford?
I wouldn't.
Or do you kick it away from Mario Alford?
Decisions. Ball on the tee, 23 seconds remaining, 32 all. Alford crosses the 20 to the 30 to the 40. He's got something to the 50.
Come
on races. No one's gonna touch him. No flags down. Walk it off.
Do you kick it to Mario Alford or not? Wow. Unbelievable. He has done this all season. Not the all the way back for a touchdown type returns, but the field position advantage that he has given the Riders all year is one of the main reasons that they're going to improve to 3-0 in the season. Mario Alford's been their unsung hero, and wow, it doesn't get any bigger than that one.
On the tee for Lowther, knocks through his 5th extra point of the evening. And somehow, some way, Saskatchewan 39-32. It's a 99-yard touchdown return, his first of the season for Mario Alford.
You just got a sense when he got to the outside, he got to the numbers here, little hesitation there to let some of the blocking get set up for him, and then once he got the open field, you're not catching him. You are not catching him from behind. 34-year-old Mario Alford has still got blinding speed, and after that long drive to tie the score, yeah, that's your reaction. Just rips your heart out right there. Now, we're hearing on the replay that there was a count here, and I think there was only 11.
The Argonauts were a man short on their coverage team.
Very likely was that lane.
Is the difference as Saskatchewan just has to shut it down now. Cover on the teams and get a stop. As Kelvin Turner tries to turn the corner.
Hold on.
And there is a flag down behind the play.
Oh, it would come back anyway. It was a holding.
Okay, so on the return, we had a legal block, Toronto. That penalty's declined. The coach was asking if he could challenge on the tackle. That's not a challengeable penalty, therefore the game is over.
And that will do it. Mario Alford plays the hero. Toronto had to battle their way back into that football game over and over and over again. And at the end of it all, it's a massive 99-yard kickoff return touchdown that wins it for the Riders.